how many people registered for this pop-up?
We put the first link. In less than 2 hours, 500 people registered, and then we put out another link for 100 more people, and it got filled up in 10 minutes.
600
So
people
600
registered.
people registered for that.
So if you did not register for this pop-up, you couldn't attend. This episode is brought to you by Credit Direct. Welcome to the Fashion Roundtable. My name is Bemi, and I'm very excited to speak with my guest today because her story is remarkable. First of all, before this fashion thing, she was known as a visual artist. We used to, just admire her artwork and everything. Then we used to admire her body and everything. And then she co-founded this fashion brand that will sell out pretty much every minute. So they would have these drops every Monday, and before you know what's happening, girls be wailing on Twitter and Instagram saying, oh, it's sold out in minutes and this and that. And I feel like their problem is what some fashion brands are praying for. She built her community through art and then ventured into fashion. And in fact, just recently, they had their first pop-up. And at this pop-up, people said while they were waiting, first of all, they are queuing to buy these clothes. And while they were waiting, and before they even queued, they had to register to attend this event because they knew that the crowd would be crazy. You had to register to attend this event. People registered, they got in, they queued, and some people were obsessed because what they wanted to buy was sold out before they even got to look at the clothes. Again, some people are praying for this problem. Please put your hands together for the beautiful Renike.
Thank you.
Welcome. And the name of the brand is Bawsty.
Yes, Bawsty.
Tell me, and it spells Bawsty.
Yes.
Tell me why, how and why this brand came about.
Right. So the brand was co-founded by me and my friend / sister-in-law as well, my brother's wife, because we are both Bawsty women and we couldn't find clothes in the market. That was basically it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that was basically it. She called me one day because it's her idea. She called me one day and she was just like, we are tired of looking for clothes. Like, it's just difficult to get clothes in the market. Anytime we want to get clothes, we want to buy a set, we have to think about how we'll convince the brand to let us shop a bigger size up, a smaller size down. We couldn't find things that just flattered our bodies and things that just fit. And she was like, let us start our own. I said, okay.
And just like that.
That was it. Just was like, let us start our own. I said, okay, let's do it. And play, we started. And here we are today.
What year did you start?
We started in 2022. The brand just
recently.
Yeah, the brand just became 3 years old this October.
How did you plan towards it? We know you because I came across you through Twitter. You know how even if you're not following somebody, it will show you stuff. And then I was like, oh, okay, she does art. I knew, she was that art girl. And then, okay. And then the next thing people were talking about your brand. And the next thing I'm like, oh, okay, I'm connecting the dots. So for your first, what did you guys start with?
We started with, I think it was 20 pieces of clothes across maybe 6 designs. So very, very little. We had started making noise about it, small, that we're starting something. When people would complain that, clothes for Bawsty women and all of that, we'll jump on it and say, no, something is coming, just to create that anticipation and hype around it. We started, I think we dropped our first set of clothes October 2022. It was some sort of a backless dress, but it was supportive because we knew that Bawsty babes were looking for backless dresses. It was difficult to find that because we needed to find where to put our bras. So we never shopped backless dresses. So we designed something that would show your back, but also hide your bra straps. And so that was what we started with other clothes. And we just started to grow from there. We started in a BQ, in that means BQ, with one tailor and one quality controls person that also is good to the market. She had a bit of experience with tailoring and sewing as well. And that was how we started. We modeled our own clothes. Debbie and I started modeling before she ran away. Because it's
Why did she run away?
At some part of the part of recording and all of that, she just came to the studio with Mufti and we're like, how far? She said she's not doing it again. She's tired.
It's not easy. I don't think people understand. Like in it, when you're shooting, how many outfits do you practice? Like, do you typically try on and, pose for the camera? Because you're not just taking pictures, you're also doing video.
Mm-hmm.
So approximately how many clothes per shoot day?
Sometimes the most we've done is like, sometimes it can be more than 20 or over 20.
Mm-hmm.
And then we wear the clothes. Sometimes I wear the clothes and it doesn't sit right.
Mm-hmm.
And so we take it back to the tailor. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they make a new one. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they just switch things up. Sometimes we decide not to even release them because it's not being resolved. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's wild. Shoot is crazy.
And I also see like in your captions or on your website, you say, oh, this model is wearing a bra, this model is not wearing a bra. Again, to capture the essence of the brand. Yeah. Because, and let them know, okay, this is the Bawsty girls. Because people don't understand. Okay, let's say you are a size 12. UK size 12, for example, you buy clothes. If you are bustier than the average woman, that size 12 is not going to fit because it's going to be super tight at the bust and you will look weird.
Yes.
So what people will do is maybe buy a size or two up and then sometimes have it tailored and all that just so that it can have, and it's not your fault. That is what God gave you.
Exactly. Exactly. So we literally found ourselves having to, we wanted to really, really solve that problem. Mm-hmm. We looked at the fashion industry and we're like, why are they just not considering women that are busty? Especially in this part of the world, we have like fuller bodies. Mm-hmm. And so it was just like, why is it that anytime I go to a website, I want to shop, I see a dress. You know how people see dresses and they're just like, oh, I'm just going to get this. But me, I'm doing mental, like, where will I put my breast?
You are looking at the model. Yeah. Like, okay. But they usually, again, use typically slim models. Mm-hmm. So you are looking like, okay, I don't know how this is going to look on me. Mm-hmm. Will I need...
Where will I hide my bra strap?
Exactly.
Where's that going to go? Mm-hmm. How will my bra show here? Mm-hmm. Will this happen? Is this something I can wear without a bra? Mm-hmm. Is it going to be supportive if I wear it without a bra? Mm-hmm.
Can you please share your secret, because you guys are doing something right? So I know that I don't know if you still do it, but you would have new designs or they call it a new drop every Monday. Mm-hmm. I think at 2:00 or something.
It's not every Monday, it's actually every weekday.
But it started with every Monday?
No, it's always been every weekday.
You drop new designs every day.
Yes, but it's one design.
Okay.
So we did it this way because there is a process and structure for production.
Okay.
I handle everything on the front end. Dami handles everything on the back end. So operations, production, that's her strong, and design. Mm-hmm. So she designs it. That's her strong points. Me, I know how to talk to people. I know how to calm people down. I know communications. I know how to market. I know how to make people want what I'm wearing.
Hello. By the way, she's also one of those gym girls. So she works out, stomach flat, everything, nothing, So of course, by the time you wear the dress, people are like, forgetting that, do you have her body? Because the body does not come with the dress. Okay, I'm just saying. So yeah.
Yeah, so what we started with, especially when we realized that there was a lot of demand, we realized that if we dropped all the dresses at the same time, we won't have anything to sell again throughout the month. So we said, okay, we are going to be transparent with how we produce. We're going to say that this is when to expect the drop. We drop every weekdays at 2 p.m. WAT. Okay. At first, we started dropping at 9 a.m., but then the Canada and the US girls saying insulting us. Don't they deserve fashions as well? So we said, okay, if you're a serious babe, by 2 p.m. you should be up. That's I
over
think
there.
8 a.m., 7 a.m. their time, they should be up. And so we moved that to 2 p.m. And so we'll drop one dress every day. We also realized that was problematic, especially for people that wanted to shop multiple dresses. So we started doing the stockpiling thing. Okay. So you can just place an order and we'll hold it for you as long as you pay for it. Okay. And then at the end of the month, you carry all your orders and then we'll ship it to you at once.
Oh, wow. I mean, so that also allows people it's like people going to your site every day.
Yeah.
So that's constant.
It's constant engagement as well. That was another reason why I realized I wanted to do it that way. It's constant engagement. The page is always active. The website is always active.
Even Saturdays, even Sunday? Yes. Oh, weekdays, you said?
No, but even Saturdays and Sundays, people are hoping to, see if there is something that will drop in secret.
How did you decide on sizing? Do you go into extended sizes for example?
Yeah,
what sizes?
smaller size is the UK 8, and then our biggest size is the UK 22.
Okay.
But it's slightly different from the standard size because we are catering to busty women. So busty women first and foremost, then
other people.
So the bust area is always slightly bigger. We did it by doing tests and research, trying to get information about how different bodies are. It was very tricky because, for example, my co-founder and I were both busty, but we have different bodies. She has rounder features. I have elongated features. So sometimes she'll test something, it looks good on her body, and then I wear it, it does not look good on my body. Or I wear something, it looks good on my body, it does not look good on her body. So also trying to find that balance and seeing what works.
That's
and considering that, yes, in the sizing, we had to do all of that before we concluded that, okay, this is what works. And after we did that, we realized that there are people that are extra busty. So our sizes are also, we didn't want to do the typical small, medium, large. So we have small, medium, star medium, thick, then large.
Okay.
Thick because in the fashion industry or like just sizing in general, it makes a lot of women feel, we don't want them to feel less than what they are. We don't, because it ties back to personal feelings and also body dysmorphia. There are some places where like you're maybe a size 10, 12 and they call you plus size. And then that does not make sense because at least in this part of the world, your standard size,
you're normal size,
right?
Basically.
So we wanted our language to communicate, like support inclusiveness or inclusivity, and just make you feel confident, really.
It's so interesting now. I came across a new term called mid-sized.
Oh.
Yes. So those people who wear, because people always say, that a woman wears a UK 14 or a US 10, 12, a 14, 16 is not plus size enough. Because, so those ones, so there's lots of influencers now. If you just search on Instagram, mid-size. So they usually wear like a UK 14, 16. So they're in the middle. They're not tiny. They're also not plus size according to some people. So they're mid-size. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm mid-size.
Yeah, I guess.
Do you understand? So I go to their pages sometimes and say, this looks good, this looks good, this looks good. And then that helps. And this is where inclusivity comes in. Because a lot of times if a brand only uses a certain kind of model, other women with different body types who don't see themselves will not know how. I'm sure a lot of times people ask, what size does Renike wear?
Yeah.
Because I see that you model it and you also use like a plus size model so that people can see. I've seen lots of pictures, lots of videos when you do your drops and you're both wearing the same size, the same dress, and you turn around, you show people at different angles because. Look, women shop with our eyes. We need to see how it looks. We need to imagine what we're going to wear. We're already thinking of what earring will match, what shoes will match, that sort of thing. So I get it. And that's the difference between when women own businesses. They are thinking of the details that appeal to their audience, basically. Let's talk about pricing. How did you decide what price points you are going to put your... Because I think when I checked your page, at least as at last night, before, I think the least expensive thing was 19,000.
Oh,
I think it was at the last page, and I doubt
it must be old.
It was a very hot dress. I'm like, I doubt if this dress is still available. And I think the most expensive was like an Ashoke piece, which is also sold out. But it's usually between like 20 something to like 45K.
Yeah.
So which is I will consider affordable.
Yeah.
So some people maybe not, but affordable. So how did you decide on this affordable price range?
So I'll say, I wouldn't call it affordable. I'll call it accessible. Because it's still not affordable to some people. We realized that one of the problems with getting these hot clothes, or busty people, or busty women getting these hot clothes, was that anytime they found something they thought worked, it was very expensive. So we're in this part of the world where, like, if you ask someone, where can I get clothes for that will fit my body, they'll say, maybe you check this site in the UK, check this site in the US, it's already too expensive. So we're like, okay, we're going to solve for that while we also solve for design. And that was why we decided that we wanted to make it this accessible so that students can save up a bit to wear it. People that are working class can wear it. People that are high class, if they're looking for something quick, they can also pick it and wear it.
I love that. Let's talk about your decision to stay online. So right now, people can order on the website.
Yeah.
Where else?
It's just on the website.
Okay, so no DMs, no WhatsApp.
When we started with DMs, and then
what was your experience with that?
It was hell. So I think every part or every phase of this business growing has shocked us.
Yeah, you learn.
Right? Because we first thought, we don't need to do anything, DMs, and then we started to get too many DMs. We couldn't handle it. And then we got introduced to Bumper, and then they're like a website host. So we started using them, and now it's all on the website. It's best for us, and it creates a more efficient workflow so that people working in the background with order fulfillment and all of that, there is a place they get their information. If we open up websites and then we open up DM, sometimes there's like confusion. What's the quantity of stock remaining?
What's available, the inventory?
When you took this order on the DM, why didn't you tell us so we could remove it from the one on the website? All of that. So it's just on the website for now.
As a business owner, fashion business owner, I remember like DMs. We still do DMs, but because remember when we went website only and people fought us. And what would happen via DMs is people will say, I have this purse. I'm trying to match it to some shoes because I have a shoe business, and they will actually post pictures and say, will it match this? So I'm sitting there like, God, I beg. I don't know the quality of your camera. I don't know if you are taking it with good lighting. There's so much, and some people still feel like they need to talk to someone. Nigerians are very interesting customers. Yes. I'm sure I don't have to tell you. Trust me, running a business is a lot of everything, good and bad sometimes. And anyone doing it knows how many moving parts are involved, from payments to suppliers to expenses to growth, everything happening at the same time. I'm telling you, it can be a bit crazy. And this is where Credit Direct Business is designed to bring structure to your business, okay? It gives your businesses access to credit, automated payments, and tools that make managing finances less overwhelming. Now, the goal is not to rush your growth. It is to support it in a way that feels sustainable and organized. If you are building a business or you're thinking of one and you want that kind of structure, you can get started through the Credit Direct app. So there was this, when we first started BMS Issues, there was this customer who said she had not paid you. Via DM, she requested, there were 5 colors in that particular style. And she said, can you bring all the colors to my house? Let me try on one by one to see which one would fit my complexion. I was like,
to her house.
To her house first. Then she will pick. So what if we really foolishly load up our dispatch rider with 5 colors and you use dog to chase him? How? No, it's true. How do we get our money? And we refused. And she wrote like paragraphs upon paragraphs. Why would you do? We had to eventually block her. Yeah. Because it was like, why? What happened? Yeah. Did we steal your meat? Like, I don't understand.
We encounter customers or potential customers like that all the time. With the DM website thing, I know there is the trust part of it. So sometimes I don't blame some Nigerians. They've gotten scammed before. I personally know someone that she wanted to buy bushmeat and they scammed this. They stole her money.
Sorry, she deserves it. Why are you buying bushmeat in the first place?
Even my mom tries to buy bushmeat from Instagram and they scammed her.
But you don't know what meat it is.
It's lived by people. Anyway,
are you eating mystery bushmeat?
So they scammed her. So I get that sometimes people want to like have that conversation. Our DMs are still open. They can come to ask questions if they're unsure, if they need advice with as regards sizing and all of that, but they will still place the order on the website. If they say, it's too stressful, we'll say, okay, thank you. When you press this one, after you press this one, you will press this one. It will bring us this one, then you will check out.
Okay, let's talk about challenges. My first question is, we already know one of your challenges is your clothes sell out quickly. Which is quote unquote a good challenge. It is a good challenge, a good problem to have, because there are some people right now on social media that have stock and won't sell unless they do something crazy. They resort to ridiculous content or funny content or have to shake bum or have to cry or whatever it is. So that's one. So that's a challenge for you guys.
Yeah.
How do you plan to meet up with demand?
Right. So I think it's actually false that all our stock sell out.
It's not all, because I checked the website. I checked your website yesterday.
But
night.
the best sellers, the ones that they really want.
Like the dress we're wearing.
Yes, like the dress we're wearing. The ones that they really want, it sells out like this. We've been accused of so many things. I sometimes it still shocks me.
Like
we've been accused, some people say, oh, we sell to just our friends. And I'm just like, even I don't have it. Why would I sell to my friends? And then some people say, oh, these people produce only 5. And we sell 100 pieces in less than 10 minutes.
Wow.
When we are bringing out those bestsellers, we bring them out in a lot more quantity than we will because you know that it will sell.
Like this dress right now,
like
we're
this
wearing.
Dress, yes, because we know people know that it will sell, and even we sometimes we don't understand it because we're like, oh, but we've increased production, but it's still selling out. Some people say it's a marketing strategy. They say, oh, they are using scarcity to FOMO and all of that. I'm like, we're not. It's not a marketing strategy. If there is a problem, the problem is supply, right? Because we get our supply from the Nigerian markets. It's been one of our biggest challenges because we've been looking for ways to balance the accessibility with supply. People have suggested that we do pre-orders. Pre-orders does not work because if we collect people's monies and they say, well, we're going to bring it back in this fabric, we don't find the fabric, what is going to happen?
That's such a big problem.
Exactly. So we're like, no pre-orders. They say we should switch our business model to made to order. We're like, that's not why we started the business. We understand that you have this problem with us, but at the end of the day, we need to always think about why we started. And that's not that for now.
We're not about to run into a loss
Exactly.
Because are you going to start making 1,000?
Exactly. So they've said, oh, why don't you make your own patterns? If we make our own patterns, you're not going to get 35K clothes anymore. It's going to become expensive. It becomes expensive. Are you going to buy it?
Once a pattern like print?
Yes,
print,
they're saying we should reach out
print
to people
your own. Yeah, make your own.
So we will get to that point when we're in contact with the manufacturers, which is something that we've already done. And in 2026, we're going to execute. But the accusations, oh, you're not working, they like seeing us struggle. They like seeing women fight for clothes. I'm like, why would you do that?
Speaking of fighting for clothes, were people fighting for clothes at your pop-up? You had your first pop-up recently. And for you to attend this pop-up, you had to even register online. How many people registered for this pop-up?
We put the first link in less than 2 hours, 500 people registered. And then we put out another link for 100 more people and it got filled up in 10 minutes.
600
people registered for that pop-up.
So if you did not register for this pop-up, you couldn't attend?
No, you couldn't attend. And we knew because, it's our business. We know our customers, right? We know how people, they behave when they really, really want a particular dress. So that was our way of controlling it so that more people intentional people have access. Well, it flopped. It did not work at the pop-up.
Did people show up that did not register?
No.
Because
not to the best of my knowledge.
You did not reveal the location on.
We did not reveal the location on social media. So we sent it to them via their emails. We had wristbands. So we had a list. So we're cross-checking.
Did they all show up?
No, they did not all show up, which is typical, right? If
things will come up.
Exactly.
Somebody's not feeling well, they can't make it to Lagos.
Yeah. So if I put out requests for 600 people, I know that maybe half of them will show up. That's typically how ticketed events are.
Yeah.
So I did not expect all of them to show up, but people showed up. Now, the pop-up was hell. To me, at least, it was successful, right? But it was our first time doing such a thing. What I've really learned from it is that in Lagos, you cannot make one plan and assume that plan
is going to work.
That plan is going to work. Like,
have plan A, B, and C.
And D and E. Because what happened was even down to the weather.
Whoa.
Down to the weather.
Did it rain?
It did not rain, but there was a heat wave. It became so suddenly hot. We could not open the gates when we said we would open the gates because there was... And for this reason, we chose like a seaside...
I had to close my mouth. Like, what?
A seaside so that it's breezy and it's like a fun, green summer vibe. First of all, one of our staff had like a really crazy accident.
Oh.
Yeah. So then there was there were delays getting the items from the factory to so it was just like people were at the
One
gates,
chaos
they were
after the
heated.
other.
Yes, people were going home, they were under the sun, getting heat strokes. I got to the venue by 7 a.m., right? Because I was trying to like see what I could help. So I woke up, took a quick shower, put on sunscreen, brushed my teeth, and then I came. And what I wore on that day,
what you went home with, there was no time for you to change.
I could not even change because of how crazy everything.
Did you have to hire like extra staff for that day?
We had extra staff for that day, but people still had to help when they saw us in need. And that's where like our customers are really the best. So of course now you'd be agitated. If I were the one and you kept me outside in the sun for 1 hour or 1 hour 30 minutes over the time you
and
said,
I'm supposed to come and spend my money.
I would be so pissed. So we did not even try to. It was beg. We were begging them. Gave some of them water. Please, we are sorry. I was going out. Please, we are so sorry. This happened. Just trying to explain to the people I had access to. But after they were upset, but when they came in and some of them were able to get what they wanted, they were saying, do you still need help? I can drop my clothes. Let me drop my clothes in my bag. In my car, let me help you because I can see you're struggling.
Oh, wow.
There was this particular babe, she was so upset. I hugged her, I apologized. I said this was not planned. And all of that. She said she's so pissed. I said sorry. She said okay, she went. She now came back. She now said, I can help you. I said, no, don't worry. So even, while they were angry, when they got what they wanted, they calmed down and they were just like, when they saw that, okay, it's not like we were
doing it on purpose.
Yeah, doing it on purpose. It wasn't like we're trying to deliberately hurt them. They were just so kind and so... And that's one thing I like about our customers. When they want what they want it. But they are also typically understanding. They are patient. They also wait. But then there are some... The ones that are always dragging us on Twitter, if you check them, they've never bought a dress before.
I mean, funny enough, I searched, the pop-up and some lady she said, she was already over it. She was on the queue and she saw that the dress that she wanted had sold out.
Yeah.
Or that before she could get to the rack, it was gone.
Yeah.
Somebody said some people are greedy. Why were they buying 6 of the same dress? So do you plan to, I know that some brands, for example, Dialab, for example, allegedly places a limit on people to say you cannot buy more than 2 items.
There was a limit.
So, there was a limit.
There was a limit. I knew this was going to happen. I had a long conversation with my co-founder because I knew that this was going to happen.
So what was the limit?
The limit was 2 items per styles.
So how were people buying 6 outfits?
We did not let them check out with those 6 outfits. So, you can pick 6 outfits if you want.
Okay.
So the thing is, if you want to buy 20 dresses, buy 20 dresses, but you're not going to pack 20 of the same dresses. You're going to shop from different styles. So the people that packed 6 and went to check out, we told them, pick 2 sizes you want. We are going to return the rest.
People don't get to do and go with their friends for the dresses or something. Like when now people don't just go on on trips now. They plan outfits.
Yes.
So maybe like I saw a birthday celebration where 20 of them wore the same exact print and dress and everything. So and they bought it from a Nigerian brand.
Yeah, but that was not something we knew that we needed to make it accessible to as many people as we could. So we put a cap on what people could get. So, but the problem was that when we returned the excess that people had dropped, the people that wanted it had left.
Oh,
right.
But did you put it on the website?
Yeah, we'll put it back on the website. That's not a problem. But they were already pissed. So I stood in the sun and then I came and they rushed everything. If you see the crowd, when they came in, I ran. When they came in, when I saw what was happening at the gate, because I tried to do it batch by batch, so it was organized. Of course, they'll be agitated. We're like, after standing, you want to do batch by batch. They were like, I'm gonna get out.
Will your next pop-up be outdoors?
I like the idea of it, but what we're going to consider if we do it outdoors is the time. So it was a 12 to 5 p.m. thing, and we did not think the heat wave, we did not expect it. So now, if we're going to do it outdoors to be cooler time periods, we do not plan to delay people like how we did before. Because now, personally, I know I'm going to have like 7 plans.
You've learned your lesson.
Yeah, I've learned my lesson.
Yeah.
So,
I
remember on that day, my co-founder, she said, God forbid, never again. I'm never doing pop-up again. I'm not doing pop-up. Even me, I was like, the next morning after she had slept, I woke up. She now said, Renike, you will do pop-up next year. I said, I'm not doing it.
No, because I was going to ask you, like, are you going to have another one? Is it going to be this year?
No, definitely not.
But
no.
Will it be like a Christmas thing, or you guys will figure that out
No,
eventually?
we're going to do a whole new pop-up. We're going to take the feedback from customers and
work on the mistakes.
And we really do want to make, because we're a very intentional brand, from the way we run the business, from the way we communicate, from how transparent we are with even just the models' bodies, what they're wearing, if they're wearing, what kind of underwear we're wearing, they're wearing. We want you to get all that information. We would not intentionally want to put our customers through that sort of
situation
again. Really. Okay. So that's not going to happen again, hopefully.
What are that, apart from the pop-up, apart from selling out so quickly, what are the challenges? Now, let me talk about money.
Okay.
Where to start the business, where did the money come from?
I already had I would say a successful career as an artist in Nigeria. My co-founder is an architect that owned a very good design agency as well. So we had some of our small monies.
Yeah.
So we took some monies from our savings. She took some monies from her savings. Asked my brother, asked my boyfriend, asked just our sister, just like, how much do you have? Is it $200? Please come out, give us one start business. So I think we gathered, everything was about $2,500. And then we bought machines, bought fabric, and then we started with what we could. And in 3 months, we broke even, and then the business became sustainable.
Where did you have staffing issues? I know friends who are in this business who complain about tailors a lot. Do you have to house your tailors?
Yeah. The tailors have accommodation in the factory because I remember when they first hired the first 2 tailors, Wura and Shegun, they didn't want to go home. We found that they would sleep in the factory. That was not conducive. So when we expanded, we had to create a living situation for them. So right now, as part of the factories, because we have 3 3-bedroom flats, they have the girls' room, and then they have the boys' room, where we provide shelter, we provide food, we provide health insurance as well, because they need to be healthy to work. They need to be taken care of if they want to stay there.
Do you know, and it's not just fashion. I thought it was just people in fashion. It's not just fashion. I have a friend who has a salon. She has to house her staff. I have a friend who owns a couple of restaurants. They not only house their staff and feed them, health insurance and all that, they also have a staff boss. So it's now a case of, you can't just hire, in certain businesses, you can't just hire staff and just expect them to show up at work.
Yeah.
And the problem is, number one, housing is expensive. Most of the hands that you have cannot afford to live near where the business is.
Yes.
So you have to put them somewhere conducive, all these things. So I get it. I'm just I'm blown away.
And if they really want to stay, the people that started with us 3 years ago, they are still with us. So I feel like if they really want to stay, it's a good sign that you are doing something right. At least the relationship or the environment is conducive enough for them to work in. But that was a bit shocking for me when I realized that
you had to house them and do all these things.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand health insurance. I understand maybe even lunch, but to actually, these are things, and I'm asking these questions so that people understand that all these costs go into the overhead.
Yeah.
And you can't say, okay, you're only calculating the cost of fabric and cost of sewing and cost of electricity, the cost of your warehouse or your factory, in terms of renting, whether you own it, cost of feeding the staff, the house. So all of that, I'm just with this price point, how are these people breaking even? It's mind blowing, and
that's why we try to get the fabric. We try to explore the most affordable option available. If we decide that we want to do custom prints and custom,
it'll be more expensive.
You will definitely see it in the price.
It's more expensive.
So
definitely.
In my head, when I'm seeing some complaints, I'm like, you people have to choose one.
Do you still have people complaining? I'm so sorry. These people complain that it's too expensive.
Yeah, there are people complaining. There are also people complaining that it's too expensive. And I'm just even before we increased our prices, because when we started selling clothes, we were 16,500, 18,000, 19,000.
Then the exchange rate and all that.
Then the exchange rates, and there was also things in the market just getting super expensive. We really tried to keep it as affordable and accessible as possible then. But we just like we needed to make profit, so we started to increase it a bit. We have the one that is 120,000 naira, which is the Ashoke blazer, but that's special edition. Bawsty.
Yeah, and it's Ashoke, so it's they have to weave it, they have to do all
the
that.
patterns, the joining, every single design is, you cannot find it elsewhere. We design our patterns as well, so it's like, well, that costs money and all of that, and it's Ashoke. We've even had people reach out to us to ask them that they want to get all the pieces of a particular design because they want it to be exclusive. And we're like, how can we make about 100 pieces of clothes and you want to buy 100 of them because you don't want anybody else to have it?
I don't understand. Are they selling it? Are they reselling?
No, they just don't want anybody else to have it. Yeah. They just don't want anybody else to have it. And I'm just like, that does not work.
Do you go to Zara and tell them that I want only this particular item? I don't understand. But
when they were dragging us to, they were comparing us to Opoly and Zara, and we're like,
our seniors.
These people have, exactly, they are our guys now. They've been in this industry for such. Even Opoly sold out 30,000 pieces of clothes recently, and they were still getting dragged that they did not make enough.
Let me tell you something.
Me, I like it.
Do your best.
I like that.
Do your best because you're going to get dragged anyway.
Yep.
Jesus Christ got dragged.
Yeah.
They just didn't have Twitter in his time. As wonderful as he healed the sick, raised the dead, they still drag this man. So who are you not to get dragged? So I'm just saying that please don't let that be your whatever. Yeah.
Because we did have a lot of people reaching out to me specifically to say, oh, I mean, it's feedback, but don't let the noise get to you as well. Don't forget why you started. Just remember that this is why you started. It's good feedback. Take what is good and just leave the rest.
How do you do marketing?
Marketing, thankfully, has been organic. We've within the past 3 years, we've not had a marketing budget, which is good. And that's because the clothes really sell themselves.
No IG ads, no things like
IG
that.
ads from time. We've done IG ads like 2 or 3 times. It didn't really work for us per se. Influencers, not intentionally. We do not chase after influencers. We see when influencers interact with our products or, say something and just for marketing and capitalism, we're like, okay, let's do this. Let's make it work. Or if we specifically like a person, we're like, oh yeah. Let's pay this person to wear the dress. But we've not done any like intentional marketing except like the organic one, making noise about it, talking about it, telling customers, oh, please, when you wear, tag us and all of those things. And like, we're blessed with people that like to talk about the brand.
Because I found out about you guys, I think on Twitter. Actually, people were talking about the brand. I was like, oh, let me go search. And I was like, oh, price reasonably. Okay. And then from there, then I started this fashion series thing this year, and I decided, thank you.
How's that been going?
Going well is a lot. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like as at today, I've collaborated with 50 Nigerian brands.
No.
Yeah.
That is good. Congratulations.
Thank you. In 1 year. Go easy.
Well done.
Thank you. But but it's a lot of work. And then it was also speaking with these brands and realizing there's so many brands out there. There's so many brands that are still on my list that I haven't gotten to, and we don't know their story.
Yeah.
We don't understand what's happening behind the scenes. Speaking of behind the scenes, what is it like on a typical day when you're dropping? Like, because it's at what time? It's 2 o'clock.
It's 2 p.m.
So, chaos.
Anxiety. a lot of anxiety. Especially if it's a bestseller, because you're just like, we know that these people are going to drag us today. Me personally, I've gotten insulted. Like someone has emailed me to go to hell. No, I'm not even talking about the public insults. I'm saying that people have constructed emails.
They search for your email.
Yeah. They'll tell me, Renike, you're mad. You go to hell. Yeah.
Over clothes.
And I'm just like, at first it shook me a bit because at first I was just like, is it this serious? But I think I've learned to empathize with customers. I understand how it feels.
My eyes are twitching. Like,
I know.
What?
No, but I understand how it feels to passionately want something and the disappointment in that moment. So because if you check on these people, if you have conversations with them outside, you realize that they're not like that. But disappointment in that moment, and sometimes
the emotions.
Yeah, the emotions, it causes them to act out. So when they abuse me or when I'm just seeing, I just see it as sorry, sorry, please, are they? Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's one misconception about running a fast fashion business?
I wouldn't even call my business a fast fashion business. I don't think we're typically, it looks like it, but fast. That's not. Yeah, it's not fast.
Okay.
Because we're trying to run like a sustainable, intentional business as well. We also do not mass produce. And I think one misconception is that they assume that it's easy to scale. They say, I see a lot of comments where they say, just make more. And we're like,
it's not that simple.
We cannot just make more. The last time we tried to just make more, we employed more tailors, bought more machines, and just made more. We threw away about 300 pieces of clothes.
Say that again?
Yeah, because they were not made well. And one thing about us is that we will not sell something. We've had to. So this is the type of brand we are. If we buy fabric and we make it, there's always like the color check and all of that. We make it, we send it out. And it costs one customer reaches out to us and says, oh, I washed this fabric and the colors stayed. They washed. We'll reach out to all the customers and we'll ask them that we've realized, I'm so sorry it's coming late, but we've realized that this is a problem with this fabric. We want to recall it and refund you. Some of them are like, no, I wear my clothes like that. If you wash, let it wash. But I will wear my clothes like that. Others will say, oh, thanks for letting us know. It's fine. You don't have to recall it. You don't have to give us a refund. And there are some people that will be like, oh, yeah, sure. Take your clothes back. That's how intentional we
300?
Yes.
People don't hear these stories.
Yeah, they don't. There's a lot of, like, when you make rash and quick decisions, you pay for it. So because it's like, okay, we should expand. For us to expand, we have to, because every tailor, they have the amount of dresses they have to make in a month or per batch. If you say we should expand, it means we need to employ more tailors because we know their capacity. Yeah. We know what they can do. We have to employ more tailors. We have to get a space. When we get the tailors, we have to train them for a period of time so they don't make rubbish. So they're not like a desk with their finishing and all of that.
Trust me.
And then we train these people, then we have to look for more supply. These things take time, right? And they don't understand. You're like, oh, just make more. We cannot just make more.
Is the fabric growing in my backyard?
Exactly.
It's not.
We cannot just make more, but we will increase production. Every other month, we're trying to actually make more.
At the same time, you're also trying not to allow things waste because you don't want a situation whereby you go make like XYZ number and then it's not going. Exactly. There's a lot of lessons to be learned. What advice do you have for designers who want a brand and community like yours?
Solve a problem. I think the first thing is to solve a problem. I think it's easier to scale or reach people when they are a community or a group of people with a shared problem. I think that was how Bawsty was able to grow very quickly and become the talk of the moment because we're like, oh, finally there are clothes for us that have big boobs. So solve a problem and also just start. I've had conversations with people where they're like, oh, I have this idea. I want to start my own fashion brand. I'd draft out the ideas, create a business plan and start. Just do something. Even if you're going to send the clothes to 2 of your friends. Yeah,
you
have to start.
Start somewhere.
You cannot think that
you have to have XYZ amount of money.
Exactly, amount of money before you start. Your first batch has to be 100 something. I'm like, how do you, if you produce 100 and the people you want to sell to don't like it, what are you going to do? The first thing is that you have to start and then interact with your target audience. That's how you know what they like, what they don't like.
From your mistakes.
Exactly, you learn and you grow. When Ami and I started Bawsty, we had absolutely no idea
what you were getting into.
Oh my goodness. I was not even a stylish person. I became stylish after I started Bawsty because when you create options or a solution to a problem, your mind also opens up to that. So I started to see more options. So it's like, if you need to just start, interact with your audience, see what they like, what they don't like, and then progress from there. And when you make mistakes, especially when you're new in an industry, you learn from it fast.
And correct the
mistakes and grow. Don't sit too much in, oh, I've made this error. Oh, people are angry with me. You tell them sorry. You be transparent. You explain your thought process. You learn from it and you grow.
Okay. Collaborations. I see that you collaborated with Regirl. They are a brand that creates basically lab-grown hair, they call it. So what was that like? And are you going to do more collaborations?
Yes, definitely. We've collaborated with a lip gloss brand before, Beauty by Taz. They make really nice. I love the brand, basically. And so the one with Regirl, we just thought it worked, right? The people that love Regirl love Bawsty. So we are definitely open to more intentional collaborations. We're not just going to do collaborations that don't make sense to us. We've also collaborated with Shopify as well. So something in fashion, we're not going to collaborate with competitors, of course.
We get it. I understand that. That. Okay.
But yeah, definitely more collaborations. We're women-owned brands and would like to also help other women-owned brands grow. And yeah, let's just help each other grow.
We're going to collaborate with Baby Issues.
Yeah,
we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Thank you so much for coming. This has been a very interesting conversation. And this is why this podcast was created, because you need to know what's happening behind the scenes, tell the stories. I think that the most beautiful stories are the ones where people look, it starts from somewhere. It's not going to be great all the time. It's how you recover from that, what you learn from that. And yeah, thank you again. This week, you get a chance to win a gift voucher to a Nigerian fashion business. All you need to do is download the Credit Direct app and show us proof in the DMs. Very simple. If you can do that, you might be the winner for this week.
This was so much fun.
I know. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. This episode was brought to you by Credit Direct.